Alrighty guys, this is Snugsonblitz and I'm back with another How is my sub doing? Yes, one of my long time subs and patrons of the channel, Laughing Ram, thank you buddy for that, I very much appreciate it, has sent me 3 games in this tank, the AMX 5100, shiny new French tank, and he really wants to know, is he playing it well? How could he improve? So, he sent over 2 games. We're going to take a look at them, I'll share my thoughts, and you can too in the comments below. Remember, try to be constructive, guys. And with that, let's get to our first game. Okay, look at the enemy lineups. They have a Conch, a very good tank, a T92E1, very dangerous scouting tank, Tort, that's a TD of course, SU-130, another tank destroyer, and IS-8. Not the best lineup, including the VK-4502. On his team, he has a KPZ-70 and a T-30, which is an awesome tank. And the Conway, which is, hit or miss. He's also got a Borsig. He decides to go heavy side. Wise choice, considering his whole team is heading that way. Okay, now he's going to play it second line. That's perfect for this tank. He's against higher tier guns, which can shred, so you don't want to be the first target to be lit up. Suddenly, 7 guns point your direction, and it can get pretty rough if you're not careful. So he's going to stay basically in the middle of his team, which is perfect. He can back on up with his speed and help the flank, or he can just use the spotting from his heavy tanks. Now, this is a little bit wide open here. If for some reason he did get lit up, nice shot in there. He is lit up now. He wisely backs up, but no need to pop on out. You are still lit up for 10 seconds, so in my opinion, buddy, just back on up a little bit more and count for 10 seconds after that light bulb disappears. Nice shot in there on the AMX, and can you get one more shot in? Okay, so 3 shots fired, 3 connections, nice. But now they've got some tanks coming around the rear. Good news is his T-30 is backing up the rear, so no problem there. That's going to be tough to push. And the other tanks are doing their job. Unfortunately, one of them is probably going to die a horrible death soon. Looks like one of them is going to be the sacrificial lamb. There goes one tank. But okay, so his first bounce, but he did hit him, so that's good. He's using Pramo here, it looks like. I would be using HE on the SU-130, so make sure you leave out that ammo selection tool so that you can quickly switch between shells. Yeah, nice shot in there. 1 shell, 2 shells, and 3 shells. He took 1 in return. I think that's fair. He could have avoided it, maybe. Now he's back to a reload, but he's got a T-30 here to prevent any tank pushing in. That's what you want. I think a tank such as this, or any tank with a long reload, you want to have 1 other tank with you, which is why playing in a platoon makes a lot of sense. Okay, so 1 shot in there, and the T-30 finishes him off. Okay, so it's 4v4, and he wisely goes for another reload. In my opinion, one of the things you need to do in a clipper such as this is know when to reload. Know when you have time, space, distance between your next target, and when you can reload. Okay, he's aiming in here. He suspects a tank will pop out, and I wouldn't be surprised either. Okay, he's moving in with the T-30, which would make a lot of sense. Why? Because they'll probably focus the T-30 over him. Can he get a shot in? Nice one. And now the Tort is stuck in this little area, so you know where he is. He can't go anywhere else. He's too slow. Okay. T-30, I think, could be a little bit more aggressive here. He's still got 2 shells in the chamber, so he's looking for those easy targets. With a clipper, another thing you should always remember is, can you take out a target? You've got 3 shells, that's 1,000 damage or so. So look for those targets that are about 600, 700. That means if you miss 1 shell, you'll still have 2 nice shells to be able to pump in. Now, gotta aim for that. Ooh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, he's on a long reload. But against the Tort, that's not really a problem. Why? Because the Tort can't chase him. Can easily get away from him. T30, he's decided to ignore the tort, obviously. Personally, I would ignore the tort until I've cleared the other tank, because if your teammate falls, you're going to be in trouble, because you'll have to deal with 2 guns. He reveals his location, not the best move, but T30 does do his job and takes out the conch. So now, yeah. Okay, he's aiming in here. Got to aim for that little hatch. Yeah, 1 shell in. I think he could have fired another one. Doesn't look like the tort's a threat. Okay, so HE, really? Okay, and there you go. Nicely done. So how did my sub/Patreon do in his first game? Well, he finished off with 3,381. What can I say? Great job. Only second class. It's probably because he didn't do any spotting, but you don't have to in this tank. I say great job. T30 also great job. Anyway, moving on to our second game. This time he's against a BZ68, a CC MK2, a Waffle, a Progetto 46, an SU-130, a WZ-122, TM, and an Action X. On his team, he has a T-95. Well, that's great, armor-wise. There's an SU-130, an E-75 TS, IS-8, T-54. I'd say the teams are probably in his favor. He just has to make sure he goes slow and steady. Why do I say that? Well, they don't have really any fast tanks. They have the Progetto, but that will probably get eaten alive by the T-54 because it does not have the best, pen. So if the T-54 is good, the Progetto will fall quickly. But unfortunately, his whole team has decided to go heavy side. Again, this is not really what you want, because you've got no spotting on the other side of the map. It can work, but you just have to be careful that their medium tanks or light tanks don't pick you apart from distance. So just be careful. His teammates are moving up. This is what I recommend. If you're not familiar or not confident going first, don't. So I think my buddy's doing a great job here, sitting back, letting the other tanks spot for him, and he's just going to support them. That's what this tank is good at. Can you get a shot in here? Tough shot. Oh, nice shot there. And the Action X is in a little bit of strife here. He's put himself in a horrible position early on. 2 shells. Oh, that guy's almost dead. So now he's on a reload. There you go. 3 shells fired. Cover. Reload. Easy peasy. Problem is they don't have map control. They have taken out a tank. That's good news. But we want to do some spotting. I would probably use my speed and just go straight across here to that rock on the other side, but he has been lit up, so now you don't want to pop it out because guns are coming your way, that's for sure. Okay, so we're looking for another target. There's 1. There's 2. Okay, and wow, okay, there's 2 tanks back there, 3 tanks coming around, so now he decides to swing on back. Wise decision, if you ask me. Why? Nearly always you have 2 or 3 tanks sitting in the bush on the other side that are just waiting for you to pick on a lovely shot in there on the WZ. From distance, that's a pretty hard shot if you ask me. Yeah. And he's back to another reload. One piece of advice I can give anyone playing this game, playing any tank, I don't care if you're a heavy tank, a light tank, a tank destroyer. If you're not comfortable or not sure what to do, just sit back. Even if you're in a light tank. Your team will rage at you and they'll get pissed off at you, but let the pros do something, okay, at first, and then you can help them out once you see an opportunity. So, here's a tank that's pushed on in against his IS-8, no, T-54, I'm sorry, and he just fired, so once you're fired, you're in a bit of trouble. BZ has not got a good reload, T-54's hit him once, and he makes the decision to go around the rear. Perfect. You create 2 angles, and you should be able to finish him off. Boom, he's gone. And now it's 6v3, so game over, right? Easy. Personally, I would go for the reload here. That target is too far away. You'd struggle to hit him at this distance, I think. Okay, he's gone too. So 6v2. Easy peasy. I'm not really sure why the IS-8 is sitting back now. it's all over. There's no way they're really going to win this realistically unless their team is absolutely moronic, which can happen, believe me. That guy just fired, so it's time to use the speed of this tank. That's one thing that this tank definitely has. Now, in both these games, Laughing Ram was lower tier. Had he been higher tier, I would have suggested he push in a little bit more aggressively. He takes one hit, but he was able to hit him in return, and he's got support here, so he's able to get 3 shells in, and that's lovely. And now the only question is, how much damage will he end up with? Unfortunately, the CC decides to push on in against him. Now, this is the first mistake he makes. What did Laughing Ram do? Well, he backed on up. This tank is quite fast forward. In reverse, not so much, like most tanks. There are a few tanks that are extremely agile, even in reverse. This is not one of them. It's okay, but he could easily have gotten around the CC, which has terrible traverse had he gone forward. That's my only criticism of these two games, in my opinion. Played it perfectly, reloaded at the right time, chose the right targets. So, Laughing Ram, keep doing what you're doing, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let him know in the comments below. And remember, try to be constructive. We're trying to help make each other better players, guys. And with that, I'll see you next time. Snugsonblitz, out.